Hey, I don't have one now yet. I'll go through this. Let's figure out what we get through. I may have one in my car.
The only problem is pretty thick.
Can y'all see it good now? Good. Stars don't matter.
That's the big.
In progress. There you go. Hey, tonight we're tying Chris Johnson's Rio Banditos. Okay, Chris Johnson owns a fly shop in Round Rock, Texas, and he designed this fly to catch Rio Grande cichlids. Okay, and I kind of modified it some to the point that I just tried to make it easier because he tied it using split thread, and I didn't want to put y'all through the agony of doing split thread tonight.
Oh,
I mean, it's once you learn how to do it, it's not a bad process. You just have the right thread and the right thing to split it with.
Probably after I put them through the active quill bodies.
So, yeah, Bill said he tortured y'all with quill bodies. The bead we're using is
Some members if you.
it's a 1/8 tungsten bead. I tie with the same stuff that he ties with, or he's tied it. I've been using this fly for like, I don't know, long, since before COVID. And I like it heavy, and I know it seems like a heavy bead on a size 12 hook. And we're using size 12 jig hooks. These are J Stoddard. Any size 12 will work. I've tied them down to 16. I'm tying them up to 8s now because I'm catching bass on them, so I went bigger. So that's the hook and the bead. Silly legs we're using for this color is pumpkin solid. They got a pumpkin barred. I don't think it really makes any difference. Just try to get down and use these small nymph size legs, not the big ones we use on everything else. I gave y'all a clump of dubbing. This dubbing is, can you read it? I don't know. It's awesome possum. If I can get around here. In orange. There you go. See it now?
Yeah.
Burnt orange. Okay. And the original fly, they don't use separate dubbing. It all comes from a piece of this rarity. This is down. Okay. This is Australian possum.
Huh.
And the only place you can get this color Australian possum is from Chris Johnson, Living Water Fly Shop in Round Rock. Nobody else has it. He gets these specially dyed for him. Bill saw him a couple of years ago, and he was on a wait list to get the stuff done. And it has, if you look at how much under fur is under this thing, and that's what that clump is in this bag. This stuff runs a piece twice this size is $18.75. You can tie flies the rest of your life with it.
Quarter skin or?
I think it's a quarter. Yeah.
Quarter skin is like 18.
And they don't always have it. They don't always have it. But if you get interested, you want to do these, and I can give you the number. You can look up on the internet, you call them, and they'll ship it to you. All right. So that's all the materials.
What's the difference between that Australian possum and an Arkansas possum?
A lot. A lot. It's not this. See how thick that is? You can't get to the bottom of that with your finger. It's just thick. And roadkill possum ain't like that. Believe me, what's the place? The place in New York, not Avid Max, Fly Shack. Fly Shack had some that this color, and they sent it to me, roadkill possum. It was a gray and white possum, and it's nothing to the consistency of this. If y'all want it, I'll bring it to you, because I don't know who else could use it.
It's really thin.
Thin, real wire,
It's real thin. It's not, it doesn't have an under fur. It's stiffer. This is just really nice.
So
Trying to get a Louisiana possum. I
skinned too many in my life. I ain't skinning anymore. Okay, first thing to do is put the bead on your hook and put it in the vise, and push the bead all the way forward on the jig. I'll put my glasses on so I can see it.
Beat the small hole in.
The small hole first. These are not slotted. You know, some people prefer slotted beads. Slotted beads to me are a lot harder to put on a hook. For me personally. And I cheated. I went ahead and put it on a hook before y'all got it.
All right.
Once you get. Boring somebody back there. They're yawning already. All right, so start wrapping right behind the bead with your thread and the right above the where the barb would be. And I like to run it back up and back. I like a good thread base on most flies I tie to have something to make it stick to.
You don't block your bead either.
No, we're fixing to do that. You can do it. When you get through it, it ain't going anywhere. If you put enough stuff on there. We good? Okay, in that bag, you've got a small piece of this. Oh, let me get up here. We're gonna see. You got a small piece of that. Take a clump of it and kind of. You don't need a large one. That's way too much. Probably about half of that. And then when you cut it off, cut it all the way down at the base of that piece of fur.
The long, the big hairs and the under fur.
Yeah, like this. Yeah.
This is the tail.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be the tail.
What?
Now, if you'll notice, huh? Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of times I take it out of there. But you hold your guard hair, you hold the long guard hairs on the end and come back and pull all that loose stuff off. Okay? I say that because that's what I use for dubbing. But tonight y'all got a piece of dubbing to use, you wouldn't have to do that.
You try to get all that under fur out?
But as much as you can. You're gonna trim most of it out in a second. Everybody got a piece of it? And you might better put that stuff back, that piece of possum fur back in that bag, because if you're not, we'll be finding the street in a minute, because it's light and fluffy and it'll take air every time you move your arm. You good?
Yep.
Okay, make the tail about the length of the hook. Oh, we gotta do this back to front. So lay it on top of the hook, take a pinch wrap or 2 pinch wraps, and then tie it down. This one's extremely long, but it doesn't still want to do what it needs to do. And then there's the other part, you get it wrapped down, just trim it off.
Well, you want a bushy tail or a thin tail?
You can make it bushy.
Like that bushy.
I mean, I'm not talking about bushy where it looks like a. See, this is a little longer than I usually like them. I try to make it about the length of the hook. And that may be a little longer because those guard hairs aren't even, and you don't want to trim them up even. So they just kind of make a good thread base over top there. And leave you, end up with your thread at the front. Still in focus, yeah.
How far back do you wrap it, thread?
Wrap it back, wrap it up to behind the bead. Go.
How far back on the?
Right here above the, right above the, where the barb would be, right about there. Everybody good? That's it. All right. Now everybody ties legs on different. Okay, what we're gonna try to do with this is we're gonna have one leg on one side and one leg on the other side. And the way that I do it is I take the leg, put it around the thread, and hold it in my fingers like so. Bring it up to the top, pull it down, and secure it in place. Now the next thing is I hold one side between two of my fingers and two of them, and I have them like that, so they're on both sides of the hook. I need to do it again?
Yeah.
Do? Okay. I got it cinched down.
And you're trying to get two legs on each side,
One leg on each side of the body. So,
one leg on each side.
yes, sir. It just has,
Okay,
so you got it in half on, you got it on the thread where you, on top of the thread,
yeah,
okay? Bring it up on top of the hook and secure it. Okay, so then you got two legs. We want one on each side. So I just split it with my fingers like that. I don't know if I can turn it sideways, you can see. See like that? Everybody see it?
Can you tie it down?
And then when I hold them down, I hold them like that, and then I wrap back to where the tail started
okay,
and secure it.
okay. Yeah.
So you end up with one on both sides.
And like. Maybe the light.
On the class.
Yeah, I saw one window, and it's built into that.
Okay, we're gonna trim these legs, but trim them long, because you can trim them again later. I don't want all this leg hanging down there to get entangled when we do this dubbing loop, so cut them off about twice the length of the tail. About twice the length of the tail for now. We'll trim them up shorter later. We good? Okay. Now, you had to help me here, Bill. How many have never done a dubbing loop?
Probably haven't.
Okay, well, what we're doing is we're gonna take the thread and you're gonna extend it out about 5 inches, okay? We're gonna double it back up, need more than that. If you make it too long, it's not a problem. Make it too short, then it's an issue. So you're making a loop.
Holding the loop with your finger down low.
Hold my finger, right now with a finger, and then you wrap your thread around the base of,
Toward the back of the fly.
right up there where the two threads go together, where the loop starts at the top. See right here? Okay, then you're gonna take your thread with your bobbins and wrap it around it. And what you've essentially done is you secure this, vice is moving around, it's still clear. You move it, and then wrap your thread up to right behind the bead.
Jim, where does the dubbing start? Is it all the way back where the?
Where the tails, where the tails start.
Okay, great, thanks. How long of a dubbing loop we,
He said about 5 inches.
Well, that's how long.
And then we fold it back over, it's gonna be about 3.5 inches.
Okay, thanks.
I know, but how long of a noodle we looking for?
Okay, yeah, that's,
An inch?
the loop,
No, about 3 inches.
the loop.
The new, yeah, the loop.
It's not long enough. Okay. Okay.
Just, if you don't get it right the first time, just give it another chance.
Yeah, so you need to first, but everything. Single thread back. You gotta do What about that? Okay, more than.
I don't have a tape measure, I tell you. Everybody got that squared away?
You want the thread on the left?
So take a clump of this orange dubbin, okay? And just set it down for this first, for just a second. Go back into the bag where you had the Australian possum fur and cut you another clump off of that guard hair stuff.
How much?
When I smash between my fingers, it's about the width of my thumb. And go ahead and get the end and cut and get your
Not the dubbing?
no, so this is the guard hair off that piece of possum fur that you had in the bag. Was yours in the bag? I'm trying to remember.
Oh,
Same stuff we used on tails, just like I put it on tails, that we're doing it again, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the orange dubbing in the dubbing loop, come down about an inch and a half, and then we're gonna insert this long hair at the bottom of that dubbing loop, so it'll be
So that's a big clump.
not actually, Paul.
So it's flat in front, it looks to be about 3/4 of an inch.
Okay,
You spread it out.
you gotta spread it out in your dubbing loop.
You want the, get the under fur out?
Yeah, get the under fur out of it.
And you want them to lay that aside.
And just lay it right down here on because what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this orange dubbin in pieces and insert it in the dubbin loop, and this is the last piece we're putting in the dubbin loop before we spin it.
the underfur.
No, so this part,
Yeah, is that the underfur or the hair?
that's the guard hair.
That's a guard hair.
Yes, so the long stuff. We're gonna do this first. And then,
Okay.
here, and I'll show y'all, then you make you see what, just
Yeah.
bear with me a minute.
Yeah.
Somebody, calling somebody, probably mine. And this dubbin's gonna be all loose and raggedy looking, but let's go with it.
Oh, he's using the colored hairs.
Yeah, use the orange fur first, yeah. Slide it up in there just like I'm doing.
That's a lot of dubbing.
Put a lot of dubbin,
For how far? A lot of dubbing.
about for the end of your finger to you know. That's my best measure, just like that. Just put it in there, just like that.
What is that, about 1.5 inches?
Yeah. And just put it all over like together.
What is this dubbing that we're using this on?
Awesome possum. Yeah, but see, you can tie it, there's enough in this fur that you can get out and do it with this. piece of possum hide itself without having to get a date and stuff.
That's a lot.
So just bear with me. Bear with me. Then you take these guard hairs and put them in at the bottom of this dubbing loop.
When you say put in, you're just wrapping it around with your.
No. Wait.
In the loop.
In the loop,
Okay, so.
in the loop, just like that.
So the loop's holding it in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Take the long ones and kind of spread them out.
It goes toward the back. The long ears.
Yeah, well, I'm left-handed, so mine's going in from the left side, so I mean, that's. Yeah, I can't, you don't have to raise up the whole.
No, it's okay.
Hold on, Bill's gonna move the camera where you can see. See, I got it in there like that?
Yes.
So what's the fifth thing that get it tightened down from the loop?
So if you got your dubbing twister, or whatever you got down, you pull it tight to hold the stuff in there before you spin it. You know, you gotta have, so those two threads are holding it together.
Let me see how that bottom piece you got in there.
Can you see it that way?
Yeah,
Probably don't have enough.
yeah, I don't know.
It's not a whole lot.
Right. So you cut off part of the orange base of that? I cut mine.
They're not the same. I cut the fuzzy part off that. That didn't have much on it. I pulled it off. And this thing's going everywhere.
All right, I got
Okay, then spin a dubbing twister or whatever you have, and you twist this stuff up and spin it like that. Okay? And if you have a dubbing brush, kind of don't hit it real hard because it's never buy it sliding all over his face. And spin it up where it doesn't. You don't see that? Huh?
You don't tighten it up.
That's probably, I've done about 25, 30 runs. I spun it pretty good.
Actually, I just wanted to say, I mean, even when I twisted it, doesn't really.
What I do after I tie it up there, I take a brush all that loose stuff out of it, I got it on it.
Now it's flat on it.
And I flip it all up, cut off the top. I'll show you then. That's the way I do it. All I know is catch fish, so I guess it's right.
All right.
Might not be a work of beauty. I mean, y'all, this isn't picture perfect like a brush, but it does fit. Okay, everybody to that point?
Yeah.
Oh, sort of. Good, Jill? Okay, start wrapping it and wrap right at the base of the tail. And as you wrap it, pull it back.
You're wrapping it forward.
Yes. Wrap it.
And you move your hook to the back of the bead, right? Hold up just a second.
Do what, Mike?
You move your thread.
Yeah, you're going from the back and hook towards the bead. That's where you're wrapping.
All the way to the bead.
All the way to the bead. Now, as you get wrapped, push it back. And it looks like this big orange mess. And you're gonna get up to the bead where you cried it, just keep going. And put it all behind the bead. And your guard hair should come out right at the front. And not look like that. Just sweep it back and go ahead off.
First time on this.
Yeah, this is right forward.
It's fuzzy.
My resident stepchild.
Tie it down.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then, so now it's up to you, got your dubbing twister, you loop it around the thread and tie it off. And then go ahead and make 4 or 5 wraps behind the bead and then trim off your top of your dubbing loop.
I mean, I ain't never.
Then make a few more wraps behind the bead. And then whip finish it. Do a whip finish on it and then. And that's when we make the ugly duckling look prettier in just a second.
How long should the legs be?
We're not there yet, just say, we'll do that in just a minute. Don't cut nothing yet. Okay, everybody got, when you got, everybody has it, we're finished, then stop right there. Right there. They cut the loop out.
Cut the red off it.
You need a whip finish?
Whip finish, cut it
Yes,
off.
yes, yes.
Because I've done it before the legs, instead of doing this leg, you've been making the loop, you can split.
Yeah. Everybody caught up with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Whatever you got for a dubbing brush, why don't you just take it and brush this mess all out? Where it looks like, yeah, just. When you have it all stood up like that, take your pair of scissors, go in y'all and stuff. Your scissors and come across the top and cut it flat.
Take the scissors and do what?
Where I had it all pulled up, take it across and cut it flat across the top.
Oh.
Now cut your legs just a little further than longer than your tail. Just a quick note about the legs. If you watch Chris Johnson's videos, and he's got 3 or 4 of them, he cuts legs shorter because that fish are real grand cichlids, and they'll pick up that leg and take it off and not get hooked. They don't have that problem with brim and bass. So
You want the legs about as long as the tail?
just a little longer than the tail. Exactly the whole thing of pot. Oh, they ought to be bushy.
Oh, God.
Now, you got all this long stuff going there which way, you can kind of trim it off, won't you? But now I want you to watch, I'm gonna take it out of the hook. I mean, take it out of the vise, so if I can do it. It should set up like a crawfish.
Get back even on your vise.
Yeah, hold on, I'm getting there.
Back even on your vise.
I'm just about trimming the legs.
Just a little bit longer than your tail. That's in my hand, so you can't really see it. That's something else. Hold on a second. There you go. You got the answer right there. And it'll set up like a crawfish.
Lose it.
Hey, we almost there. You can trim a lot of that fuzzy stuff off wherever you want to. For aesthetics, to make you feel better, makes it look better, trim it. All that little wild hair, but it doesn't affect fishing at all.
So Dan, when you make one on for bass, or you I mean, it's more and more. Mine ends up being longer, about the same.
Yeah, but our biggest I went to 10. Our biggest I've gone is 10.
Yeah,
Cause I think if I went to 8, I'd have to use dumbbell eyes or something.
yeah.
But we catching bass on that, on 12. And trout.
That's it, the other one, once it's in the water, then you get tired of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I fish, most time I fish, I strip this, most of the
Yeah, they did.
And I think Bill can give you the particulars on how many fish have been caught on this thing on this bag.
Right, it slipped out, so I had to wrap it by hand.
And the reason I tied so many is I got 2 grandsons that stay in my pocket all the time.
Yeah, okay. Last time I used that, it kept slipping off, so.
You good, Peter?
Yeah, did you basically like give it a little crew cut on the top?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I probably didn't have it on camera, right?
You cut across the top.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And then it'll turn upside down and it should be flat.
That's a good looking fly.
Yeah, the tail, then the leg.
Whole damn thing.
That awesome pop building. I don't know. I've never used anything but this for a tail. I don't know about what else you could use for a tail. You can probably use rabbit if you want to, but I mean, Bill's used rabbit. But I've had this, so I mean, you can modify most stuff you have. I mean, when we were gonna tie this originally, and I couldn't get this, we was gonna use, zonker strips and an orange cover. So you can use the zonker strip. Y'all wanna do another one, or have you already started? Here, go for it.
I got too much. First one, the failure. Right.
Jim, on this one, you can put more down.
Do what?
More down.
I didn't guess.
Little short on the turn there.
Well, there's more up here.
There's not much more up here.
There's the other bag.
I don't.
We got a whole other bag.
Go ahead.
I didn't shortcut you.
Use a lot of those.
You just open up, just an open, say,
There, that's plenty. I gave.
Well, honestly,
giving you a
wait,
hard time.
no, that's fine. Honestly, you got enough dubbing in that bag to do about 3 more off that possum fur.
Yeah, everything's full of errands.
So remember when you put the tail on, it's about the length of the hook. You can modify it as you wish, but that's what I do. Told you, it's fine.
Don't sneeze, huh?
It don't sneeze, it'll be gone. That stuff is. I mean, I've got a little shop vac that I pick it all up because it blows all off the bench.
I'm going to be split. I got that much.
I think everybody's kind of took off on their own, so. I mean, the instructor.
Did you get to the number? Get to the other.
This is the one flight we actually end up with more dubbing. Sorry,
Believe it or not.
Everybody we go down in.
Sorry?
From how far did we go? Man, I think man is big, about halfway to put the legs in. How long did you get it?
I went all the way up by the eye because I'm trying to make a thread, but I'll have to see. See, I think do it really. I went right here and cinch it down. That way, when you spread the legs, you wrap them on both sides of the hook all the way down, so you're not having to deal with. You know, it'd be in the way. Kind of keeps it on the sides. You're not going all the way to the back and then putting it on the side.
You ever try this in olive?
Yeah, I tried it olive. I tried it in black. And you know, everybody has a confidence fly. Orange just works for them. This color.
I think it's real, this is real dark, what's west. I mean, it almost looks like a pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't stay that bright orange.
Buggy looking thing.
I don't know what they paint these tungsten beads with, but you get a good whole bluegill and it comes off, any paint left on it. So I don't know what their paint quality is. I tell you what,
Juvenile bluegill,
Yeah.
that's why.
something that is real good, that really catch a lot on it is chinkapin.
That orange straight up. It's like, you give it like a crew cut. That's really smart.
I'm back in Dublin, Luke, y'all ready?
It's,
I'm very close.
No, I still,
I thought y'all was already there. Y'all took off.
some of them did. Oops, now.
Some of them did. Do I got put up with it?
No, I didn't give it up, but this is.
I got some other stuff.
Okay, look, if I cut a clump of this off, y'all have a clump. And get a big clump of this.
Last, like every trip I went on, was passing stuff like about that size.
That little piece right there, look how much. See how much you get out of there?
No.
Down?
There you go.
That's just from pulling out of this piece.
I got it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's always slack out.
But that is. That's all the dub, that's all the under fur. I got that little piece just then. I don't know. Man, I gotta get my hand over here. How much? So see, quite a bit of under fur in this possible. Yeah, you can't put it on a regular, do the regular dubbing without a loop because it twists up too tight and then it brushes out. I mean, dubbing loop really, I think is the only way to do it. Unless you want to do split thread.
The other one is split.
Jess don't like split thread.
That's right. Went home and tied up one quill lines.
Got something for me? I was fishing the other time, quill boss.
So which way do your guard hairs face? Or try to when you.
Okay, good question. They're facing to the rear of the fly when you put them in the dubbing loop.
Okay.
It's a little bit.
It should, when you twist it, it should look like a,
See that, that's a clone. That's the.
all the way around it. They're gonna be even on both sides, but you know, that's. They should be to the back because they're going toward the back.
I should have just been this part. It's okay. Okay.
That makes sense. Just better put the little clumps in. And this one will have a lot more loose stuff, because this isn't.
It's not.
Is double loop, Mike? They always say, if you, how much dubbing you think you need, use half as much. But I hadn't found that the case with this one.
There's a spot.
No, that's just under fur.
No, no.
This is what I'll just pull it out of there.
Well, you got a bunch of it off there at the end. Didn't you?
Yep.
Thank you.
Get that to stay in there. Or I lose half of this. It doesn't lose and get contrary.
Yeah. LSU. Yeah.
See, you get stuff like that happens where it all comes out of Dublin loop. Where does that put you?
When you fish that one with all the trees,
Oh, wow. That's the one you fished. No, you fished the one.
I'll fish this one next to the boat house.
Yeah, that's one.
That's the first time I've done that there. All right, the vice, the police was sitting there watching Saturday. Where?
Behind the clubhouse.
Yeah, that's one of them. Then we went over to the big farm. I'm trying to hurt the window and get on board.
Yeah, I dive like that.
That's 14, 9, you're going. So the stomach going out and the stomach caved in. You say you use. What? You use one of the spot. I need to put more of this.
It's like tying all of it, eating milk, she got all that in.
And this breach action with. You know, here you look okay. I think we should buy it, you got pointed out. All right.
Responsibility ponds or they just,
I would think they stopped.
They didn't stop. They don't know what's in there.
Say all this. Awesome.
They're trying to get up where you see that.
Bring the camera.
Huh?
Bring the camera.
move your bus. Oh, never mind.
Two.
When the water's down.
So that's basically the fly. Anybody got any questions?
No.
And see when you get through how much this stuff you got. I do, it's all right there in that thing. Huh? I think it grows, yeah. I can't touch it.
I got more discovery to do.
Yeah, well, like I said, I got 2 grandkids. I started making stuff very nice, I make them tie. So you learn how to tie these instead of me having to do them.
Got about 2 dozen.
Yeah. Bill, you got a number on how many species we've caught on there?
31, I think, last year. No, 31 entries, 16 different species.
So it's pretty, yeah, it's pretty productive. And I caught trout on in Colorado. On a 14.
Years back, I went to Rio Grande rodeo, five fishes has, when it's like 7. The following year, I caught 1, and I caught 4 carp on. So it's a good carp farm. And go to the real. I think this is it.
You said it on the bottom for 7 cars.
Yeah.
Bill,
Notice a couple aggressive.
I think it was teenage. I think it was finished. No, I had Peter.
Have they,
Well, thank you, Jim. That's a great fly.
Good. I mean, I like it. But like I said, it's a confidence thing. Once you find something you catch fish on, you use it. And that's one of mine. Especially for small stuff.
hey, it is, the guys show us hairs
Well,
here.
that's nice. Thank you.
I wouldn't want much more.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been using. The pit was on there? Did you have enough material, Peter?
Yeah, I got two good flies out of it.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah, really great looking
I
fly.
gotta wait till Bill puts it on the big screen. But that's great. Maybe you can get it through customs and bring it with you. You gotta go through customs, get the.
I better not be going through customs to get down to Louisiana.
It is our,
Arkansas.
Arkansas, Peter. Just kidding. Just kidding.
It's a good looking fly. That's a unique looking fly.
All right, that wraps it up, I think.
Hey, thanks, Jim. Thank you, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Anytime, thanks.
All right. Thank you.
yeah, I should have brought mine, did I guess?
I did too. Was that that 14?
That's a 14.
That's for little 14.
It's a little big.
It's just.
All right, y'all, next month is the, good thing, a lot of that great name is the Goober Boat. Goober? The Goober Boat, yes. Goober Boat, it's another fly that we did many years ago, like you're, probably the pre-COVID. But it is an ounce, the guy that created the process, any world working with you, but I call it sponge fish.
Appreciate it.
Everything from small mouth, large mouth, it's a good fly, and it is eating time. Yes.
We do for one of those. This is where it's getting.
Way too much.
I had to send another picture. I know it takes you, the second picture.
That's the way.
Some reason. One and two. Here.
Yeah, that's what it takes. The baby saw.
Let's game. Yeah, that's just.
I haven't eaten.
Something wrong in the universe.
Just starts our lives.
Oh, go ahead.
And I broke bread.
It don't take long. And they won't, they don't sit up like that on me. I don't like it. You know, it's like golf. You play with me. I got orange red. Because that's what I have.
I think I was a guy playing like that. You know, most of the people.
Let me get all that food back there. Get all the that'll be the amazing trick.
Yes, you got red.
That guy can make it, that guy can make it.
What do you mean?
How much do you create flavor on this?
$5 for
This thing screws in.
All right.
Too much.
That's a lot of work.
Right. I'll just, I didn't learn that. One thing that was when we yeah, I got rid of that.
They're all information.
Yeah, he's kept that stuff on a long time. The second one, it looked really good. So then I just grabbed the whole of it. And retied it, it'll have to do. I broke the thread on the second one. But I just grabbed the whole of it.
I was looking at it, I didn't take my file. Hold it next to it.
Let me look at it.
You gonna expect
All right.
Right here.
It's okay.
I bought a new,
Oh, you pulled it up like that before you cut it?
First off, the treasurer here said that, they're selling raffle tickets for the fiberglass fly rod.
You good,
$5 a piece for $20, and also anybody who hasn't paid.
All right, so it looks like-
I just like
Come see the treasurer.
To me.
It's like a village like Cujo.
You're having a raffle for.
Yeah, the fly rod that.
That's what I thought.
I saw that in there. They all close. I mean, here, roads in the winter. Can't get you back.
So what do you use when you tie one of these? You said there's something about.
They sell some different colors. You get like from fly shack stuff. They got these little quarter piece of Aussie fossil. They got black and the whole. They don't have that orange. I should have brought. I had one. I had tied it. They don't have. Like it.
Well, I was thinking back.
There's some,
Like I thought a white spinner made my whole entire life. I didn't know that kind of. That why would work. I need that. You know, same thing.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Doing well, yeah. So proud.
My son informed me that there's a demo house that they rent in New Orleans, and wants me to come down and do that now. Yeah, well, they bought out, I guess it's a street off of water. And, so they got their house plans now to do the demo.
Y'all going up?
And he said he has a list of demo, so I'm like, okay, we'll do it. He'll be back, I think, this weekend. I see it, black. did, red, the red and red. Black with red.
Good flow.
It's a little bit dry, yeah.
And Ron said something about doing, I guess on dry film, red, black, with more. Yeah, so I'll bring them up. I'll bring them up.
6 months, is he still living?
Oh, yeah. It's good.
You know, I probably haven't been there. Yeah. Several years.
Well, he uses.
Oh, it's hot. That's
red.
it's always in September. It's always hooked up. So
I gotta get through this thing next month. And it's more I'll get Frank's birthday, I got back, make up like 2 trips. Both of them about sending that.
All right. I didn't use it, did he?
I didn't eat it. I mean, I didn't fool with it.
Well, no.
No, I know, but I'm saying.
I call that my red-headed strut. That's what I made. It's like, I didn't have the red beads, so I
No,
used.
that's some CDC you got there with the best thing on.
Yeah, and we'll see. He's woolly. Then I made that one just out of. You fishing too? Orlando.
Tell them all where to go.
I already told you about it.
Yeah, don't talk about the ditch. You don't have to tell them.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't.
They can swim out though, because I went down about 20 feet down there, but I got a couple of books. But I never caught it.
Oh, I caught fish.
Walking back down, walking down.
Joe's.
That's where I caught that skinny bass.
Oh, we caught it. Right now, first cast. Well, so I caught a bass.
I felt bad. I started to go, if I had some food, I would throw some food in here or something.
But I was taking.
I think about that. The worst so deep, but I thought, they could have got to it.
Yeah, they're standing there.
But there was enough water in that ditch for them to get it.
There's water about that deep. What's that?
I started with pride, Orlando was there. I went to the other side of the road. I said, I'll fall out, get stuff over there. See, I just wanted to. Well, I get tired.
But look, me and Joel stopped there. Because they had a baseball.
Mike.
Out parked and worked on the truck. And they hit a home run over the big top of the truck, get back up. Don't know.
Really, they stopped Thursday morning.
You know, if I'd have known I thought it was pretty late, that poor.
I didn't do all of it. It's hungry, huh?
Oh, look, let me show you that poor thing.
They're putting it at 7%
I
now.
went out to the Virgin Canal the other day.
No, it's just too fast right
It's
now.
really good, it's fishable now.
Look at this.
I don't know what that is.
Poor skinny bass.
It's funny how they-
Almost like catfish on.
Look, it's so in, it's so out. I felt this shit makes it start the day. What it is.
But, I mean, just.
Now, this you consider, that's black, right? Okay. Okay.
White's got just can't.
It's okay. Orlando called our town like that. Orlando caught something from white. If I was on, you go one side, I'll go the other. They're scooping for the catfish. He's one day I was there. They call it 9,000 pound shad. That's yeah, faucet and so.
We'll see y'all next Thursday, I guess.
I mean, 9,000 pounds in a boat.
I feel like taking a head off.
Y'all are? Now we'll kill some of the.
Yeah.
Put it in a pot.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.